Now let us do some operation on two matrices to get a third matrix. What do I mean? Say suppose I have got two matrices A and B, two m cross n matrices A and B. Let us add those two matrices A and B and get a new C matrix which is also m cross n. Say for example, one matrix is 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 4, 5, 3, followed by 7, 8, 6, 2. This is one matrix. Say another matrix absolutely same, that is it may be 4 rows and 3 columns. That is 3 rows and 4 columns, like over here. Here this is 3, it is having 3 rows and 4 columns. I can call it, what is the dimension of this matrix? The dimension of this matrix is 3 cross 4. Is not so? 3 rows, see 3 rows, 4 columns. So because there are 3 rows and 4 columns, we call it 3 cross 4 matrix. Let us have another 3 cross 4 matrix, 7, 6, 5, 2, followed by 9, 8, 3, 7, followed by 3, 4, 6, 8. So these are the two matrices. Let us have this matrix is also 3 cross 4. So let us add these two matrices and get a new 3 cross 4 matrix. The new matrix should also be a 3 cross 4 matrix. What is the content of these two matrices? See, this will be 2 plus 7, 9. Where from do I get 2 plus 7? See, A00 added with B00, 2 and 7, 9. Similarly, for the next number, this is A01, 3, and this is B01, 6. So again 3 and 6 added together should be 9. Similarly, next number A02 and B02. A02 is 4, B02 is 5. So 4 plus 5, C02 should be 9 again. Now this is A03, 5. This is B03, 2. So 5 and 2 added together, what should I have? I should have 7. So C03 is 7. Now check out on this one. This is A0, this is A10. This is B10. 9 and 9 added together should be 18. Is not it so? Now next number you check, 4 and 8. This is 4. That is A11. Added with B11, 4 and 8 should be 12. I think you understand this. Similarly, the next number if you look into should be 5 and 3 added together, that is 8. And the next number 3 and 7 added together should be 10. Is not it so? So I think you understand how I get all this. Next. 7 and 3 added together is 10. 8 and 4 added together is 12. 6 and 6 added together is 12 again. And 2 and 8 added together is 10 again. So this is the output matrix. That is, if I add these two matrices, then the resultant matrix is this matrix. So I can say A matrix, this is A matrix, maybe the A array, I receive it as A array. This is B array, A and B array added together and we get a C array. That is A and B matrix added together, I get C. So how to do this program? Very simple. See, because I have got int ANN, I also need another BNN matrix. That is BNN array, and I need another CNN array. Is not it so? C should, let us call it small c. CNN, even if I call it big C, capital C doesn't matter. Anyway, so ANN, BNN and CNN, these three arrays I definitely need. IJMN, whether I need anything else, we will say it later. However, see, the basic program is written, enter the number of rows and columns of the first matrix. So scanf, %d, ampersand n, ampersand m and ampersand n you have got. Enter the values of the first matrix row wise. So for I equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. Similarly, you have scanned each and every element. Now the number of rows and columns of the two matrices cannot vary. If you want to add these two matrices, then whatever is the number of rows and columns of the first matrix should be the same as the number of rows and columns of the second matrix also. So instead of writing the rows and columns of the first matrix, let me enter the number of rows and columns of the two matrices. Enter the number of rows and columns of the two matrices. I have scanned it in M and N. So I have entered the values of the first matrix. I have received the values of the first matrix row wise. Now what is my job? I will have to receive the values of the second matrix, that also row wise. So I copy this part of the program and I paste this same part of the program to receive the second matrix value. Remember, this is the second matrix value. So enter the values of the first matrix row wise was done earlier. Now enter the values of the second matrix row wise. So for I equal to 0, I less than m I plus plus, same thing, enter the percent d values in the percent dth row, that is n and I is given. Now for j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, not aij but bij. So what will be the logic of the addition? Very simple, very simple. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, for j equal, not n, m, sorry, the number of rows is m. Now for j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, I need to add every equivalent, say aij I have got hold of. If I add that with bij, then where should I put it? I should put this sum in Cij, as simple as that. I should put the sum in Cij. So I have got this matrix. So if I now print this matrix C, then I will get the sum matrix. So how to write that program? Very simple. Let me copy this part. I just copy it, then I simply paste it. Sorry, here. So this program you have pasted. Why did you paste this? Because I just want to now display. For I equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. Now I will print. Instead of adding, I will print. So what should I print? I should print printf %d, two gaps, followed by that %d is Cij. I just print the matrix, the resultant sum matrix I print. Now remember, after every row, after printing every row, I should put a /n, so that I go to the next line. So printf /n. So this part is done. I can say I need to give a bracket, because the outer for loop consists of one block and one extra line of printf. So after this is printing each and every row. After printing every row, I am putting a /n. So this is the resultant matrix. However, you can write something like this: printf, sorry, let me go back, printf, the matrix, the resultant matrix after addition. The resultant matrix after addition is : you put a /n and you end this part. However, to see the resultant matrix, it is better that you also print the other two, because you have received it. I will just run it to show you. See, if I run this program, how will it look like? You have a look at this, Alt-R, enter. Oh sorry, I just did not comment this part again. I forgot to do that. I must comment out. So this part is not a part of your program. You should comment that one out. Sorry. Okay. So now if you run the program, here are still y, for statement missing. Where did I did not, I just missed out some okay. Here instead of semicolon there was a colon. Anyway, let me run it again. Still one error, for statement missing. It seems that a semicolon I have missed out somewhere or the other. Where did I miss it out? Can you also point out yourself? See here. Again this semicolon has been replaced by colon, because I copied and pasted. Anyway, let me run it again. Alt-R, enter. So enter the number of rows and columns of the two matrices. Let it be 3, 4 again. So 4 values in the 0th row, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 values in the 1th row, 5, 2, 7, 6. Enter the 4 values in the 2th row. 8, 6, 5, 3. Enter again the second matrix. Enter the values of the second matrix row wise. Enter the 4 values in the 0th row. 3, 6, 7, 8. 4 values in the 1th row. 9, 5, 6, 2. Enter the 4 values in the 2th row. 5, 3, 2, 9. The resultant matrix 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 7, 13, 8, 13, 9, 7, 12. Two things you notice. Number one, alignment of the matrix does not look good because I have printed it as %d. I should have printed it as %3d maybe to put the number of spaces equal. That is, 5 has to be printed using 3 spaces, 9 has to be printed using 3 spaces, 11 has to be printed using 3 spaces. %3d means that I should have printed it like that, number one. Number two, how will you see whether the resultant matrix is correct or not? Because the two matrices you cannot see. The screen has come down, so you cannot see that. So it is better that before you print the resultant matrix, you also print the other two matrices that you entered. So you print the original matrix is, the original matrices are. You should print that. So what I meant to say is, here you have added. This for loop has done the necessary addition. Check out. This necessary addition has been done in this for loop. So before you go for this necessary addition, it is better to print the two matrices. So let us go like this. I copy this part and paste this part. Not the resultant matrix, the original matrices are. I should write something like this. The original matrices are. I should print the two original matrix first and then go for the addition so that I can see it. So see, the original matrices are, for I equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus, for j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, printf %d, not cij but aij. Let me print the first matrix, and as I told you, instead of %d, %3d. Here also, when you print over here, not %d but %3d, so that it takes 3 spaces maybe. So aij is printed now, and also I should print the next matrix B. So let us copy this part. The original matrices are, I am printing the two matrices. Let me copy this part and then again paste this part. So for this is not aij but this is bij. This is bij. So I have printed aij matrix and bij matrix. It's A matrix and B matrix. One thing you remember, over here it is better, over here it is better to print another /n. Why? Because the two matrices will be printed just one after the other. You will be unable to recognize which one is the first matrix and which one is the second matrix. That's why I have printed one extra /n. You will understand it very soon. So Alt R, enter. Number of rows and columns 3, 4. Say 4 values of the 0th row in the first matrix, 2, 4, 6, 8. Enter the 4 values in the 1th row. See, I am printing it in one row. It is also possible because I have given spaces instead of enter. So 3, 7, 8, 2. 2, 9, 1, 6. So enter the values of the second matrix row wise. So enter the 4 values in the 0th row. That is the 0th row of the second matrix. 9, 8, 5, 2. 8, 7, 4, 3. 2, 5, 6, 1. The original matrices are 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 7, 8, 2, 2, 9, 1, 6. Very well printed. No problems in this arrays. The look of the array is also very good. Alignment is good. So the second matrix is 9, 8, 5, 2, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 5, 6, 1. What is the resultant matrix after addition? 2 plus 9, 11. 4 plus 8, 12. 6 plus 5, 11. 8 plus 2, 10. Understand? 3 plus 8, 11. 7 plus 7, 14. 8 plus 4, 12. 2 plus 3, 5. 2 plus 2, 4 again, 9 plus 5, 14 again, 1 plus 6, 7, and 6 plus 1, 7. So the resultant matrix after addition is giving you the proper matrix. So this summation of two matrices is too easy. But what is not easy is the new program that I am taking up now. A complicated program. What is that? Instead of addition, if I want to do multiplication, do you get what I want to say? Instead of doing addition, if I want to do multiplication, how do you multiply? Like addition, multiplication is not done element wise. That is 2 into 7, 14, 3 into 6, 18 is not done in matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication has got a totally new rule, a totally different rule. First and foremost, multiplication of these two matrices A and B are not possible because of the dimension. I repeat, here A and B's dimension do not allow multiplication of A and B. It says that if two arrays have two 2D arrays have to be multiplied, or two matrices have to be multiplied with one another, then if one matrix size is m cross n, then have a look at this n, that is the number of columns. The number of columns of the left matrix has to be equal to the number of rows of the right matrix. That is, if this is m cross n, then this has to be some n cross something. Do you understand what I mean to say? If this is m cross n, then the next matrix should be n cross something, maybe n cross p. I repeat, if the first, when I am multiplying two matrices, if the first matrix is m cross n, then the second matrix should be n cross something. That is, the number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. I repeat again, number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. Example, over here m cross n is 3 cross 4, because there are 3 rows, see 3 rows and 4 columns. So 3 cross 4. So this matrix should be 4 cross something. That is, there should be 4 rows and some number of columns. Do you get it? That is, over here there should be another row, maybe 5, 6 and so on, dot dot dot. Let me call it, say I make it a 4 cross 3 matrix. That is, this 2 is not there, this 7 is not there, this 8 is not there. I am deliberately taking a 4 cross 3 matrix. Say this is 5, 6, 2. See what happens as a result. What happens as a result is, A's size is 3 cross 4. Size of A matrix is 3 cross 4. Because 3 rows and 4 columns. So here there should be, how many? There should be 4 rows. See, 4 rows and any number of columns. That any number I have taken 3. To make you even understand better, we can use 2 rows or 2 columns also. That is, I can get rid of 5, 3, 6 and 2. I can get rid of only 2, 4 cross 2. It does not matter. But this 4 and this 4 should match. If there are 4 columns in the first matrix, see 4 columns, there has to be 4 rows in the second matrix. There can be any number of rows in the first matrix or any number of columns in the second matrix. But the number of columns in the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix, which is 4 over here. See, 4 columns over here in the first matrix, 4 columns. So 4 rows in the second matrix. So what should be the dimension of the resultant product matrix then? The dimension of the product matrix should be, see, this is n, this is n. Number of rows, number of columns of first matrix equal to the number of rows of second matrix. But number of rows of the first matrix can be anything, number of columns of the second matrix can be anything, and the resultant matrix will be a size, having a size M cross P. Do you get what? See, first matrix is 3 cross 4, M cross N. Second matrix is 4 cross 2, N cross 2. This 4 and this 4 should match. But this can be anything. Over here it is 3. And this can be anything. Over here it is 2. The resultant matrix will be M cross P. This M and this P. M cross P. So in our example, the resultant matrix should be 3 cross 2. What does it mean? 3 rows and 2 columns. That is, it should have a look like this. See how? 3 rows. See, 3 rows and 2 columns. What should be these values? These values will be anything. Check out what are these values then. 3 rows and 2 columns for sorry, I made a big mistake. I just did a big mistake. I just entered, so let me just correct it. So this is the one. So this was the matrix. See, this is 3 cross 4. This is 4 cross 2. The resultant matrix should be 3 cross 2. Remember, 3 rows and 2 columns. Let me get rid of this and see what are those values. What are the values of the elements in these 3 rows and 2 columns? See what? This is C00. Is not it so? It will be, see what? 2 into 7 plus 3 into 9 plus 4 into 3 plus 5 into 5. All the elements of the 0th row are being added with the corresponding element of the 0th column. 0th row, 0th element multiplied with 0th column, 0th row, 0th element. 0th row, 1th element, 0th row, 1th element multiplied with 0th column, 1th element. 0th row, 2th element multiplied with 0th column, 2th element. 0th row, 3th element multiplied with 0th row, 3th element, 0th column, 3th element, and all this added with one another. 2 into 7 is 14. 2 into 7 is 14. Let me write it over here, rough work. 2 into 7 is 14. Then 3 into 9, see, 3 into 9, 27. You make 14 plus 27 plus 4 into 3, that is 12 plus 12 plus 5 into 5, that is 25. So all these added together, 14 plus 27, 41, plus 12, 53, plus 25, that is 78. The 0th row and column, 0th element is 78. 3 cross 2, there has to be 3 rows and 2 columns. 2 columns means 2 elements in the 0th row. What is the next element in the 0th row? See what? It is this row and this column, 6846 column. That is 2, 3, 4, 5 row will be multiplied with 6846 column. That is 2 into 6, 2 into 6, 12, 3 into 8, 24, 12 plus 24, 36, plus 4 into 4, 16, 36 and 16, 52, 5 into 6, 30, that is 82. Do you understand how I get it? I repeat once more. This time 0th row and 1th column. When you are calculating C01, see when you calculated C, that means when you calculated C00, what did you do? You took 0th row of A. Is not it so? You took the 0th row of A, and what did you take? You take the 0th row of A, and what other thing you take to multiply? The 0th column of B. But when you are calculating the next thing, C01, then what are you doing? See, what are you doing? You are taking this time 0th row of A and 1th column of B. For C00, 0th row of A, 0th column of B. But for C01, 0th row of A and 1th column of B. I repeat, 0th row of A and 1th column of B, C01. So let me write that. C01 is equal to, I will take 0th row of A, and with that I will take 1th column of B. Do you get it? This is how you do it. So basically C00 is that. What if I take the next one, that is C10? See, no more numbers in the 0th row, only 2. Why? Because the array size should be 3 cross 2. 3 rows, 2 columns, so not more than 2. 2 columns. Now C10, that is equal to 0th row, sorry, not 0th row again, C10. So 1th row of A, C10, 1th row of A, and 10, so 0th column of B. And if you have to calculate C11, then it should be 1th column of A and 1th, not 1th column, 1th row of A, sorry, 1th row of A, and it is C11, remember, 1th column of B. I think you understand this. Is not it so? That is, if I write it, what will be present over here? This is C10. C10. 10 means 1th row of A and 10. So 0th column of B, 7935, this one. But 1th row of A, 7453. So 7 into 7, 49. 4 into 9, 36. 49 and 36 is 85. 5 into 3, 15. 85 and 15 is 100. And 3 into 5 is 15 again. So 115. So this should be 115. And this should be what? This is, remember, C11. C11 means 1th row of A and 11. So 1th column of B, 6846. 1th row of A, 7453, and 1th column of B, 6846. That is individual elements being multiplied. 7 into 6, 42. 4 into 8, 32. 7 into 6, 42. 4 into 8, 32. 74. 5 into 4, 20. 94. 3 into 6, 18. 94 and 18, 112. So this is 112. I think you understand this. Is that okay? What is the next column? I should have next row. I should have only one more row. Remember, C should be 3 cross 2. This 3 and this 2. So 3 cross 2. So one more row. Each row containing 2 columns. So next row is C20. Is not it so? C20 means 2th row of A and 20. So 0th column of B. And the next element is C21. C21. So what is that? Check out. 2th row of A21. So 2th row of A. And 2-1. So 1th column of B. Is not so? So if I have to write it now in terms of programming languages, see what? Then I will now write C00. How to get C00 then in terms of programming languages? It is 0th row of A and 0th column of B. So A00, what are the numbers to be used from A? A00, 0th row. So A00, A01 and A02, A02 and A03. These numbers are to be added from A, are to be used from A. 0th row of A, what does it mean? 0th row of A means A00, A01, A02, A03, is not so? C00 is using 0th row of A. 0th row of A means what? 0th row of A means A00, A01, A02, so A02 and A03. And what else? It is using the 0th column of B. So 0th column of B, what does it mean? It means 0th column of B, remember, 0th column of B. So B00, definitely. Then column, so column number changes, row number changes, B10. The row number changes because it's the same column, 0th column. So this 0 remains intact over here. Like over here, it was the 0th row, so it was always A0. A0, A0, A0 and A0. And the next part becomes, the column number becomes 0, 1, 2, 3. Is not so? But over here it is the 0th column of B. So this 0 remains intact. Column number is always 0. But the row number becomes B0, then B1, B10, then B20 and B30 to be multiplied. So do you get what do I need to do for C00? For C00 I need to do A00, check out, into A00 into this one B00. Is not so? Here I need to do A01 into what? B10. Is not so? Here I need to do A02. A02 into what? Into this time B20, B20, and next time A03, A03 into B30. Do you check out one thing? Because this is C00, if this is 00, then this is always 0, A0, A0, A0 and A0. It is this 0. Is not so? And this is 0. So this is B00. This is 0. This is 0. This is 0. This is 0. So because it is the row number of C and column number of C must match with row number of A and column number of B always. So what is that part of code then? You see for yourself. If I write the part of code over here just to make it easy for, see what? For each value of C, remember C's size is M cross P. So what will I do? For I equal to 0, I less than M, I plus plus. Is not so? Followed by j for j equal to 0, for j equal to 0, j less than what? Size of C. Size of C is m cross p, is not so? M cross p. So for j equal to 0, j less than p, j plus plus. For each, what will I do? See, what will I do? I have to get hold of Cij. But that must be equal to what? That must be equal to, see what? If this is Ci, if this is Ci, that is row number is I, then the row of A, I row of A has to be used. Is not it so? Aik, some other k, please see what? Into B, same k, C. If this is 0, this is 0. If this is 1, then this is 1. If this is 2, then this is 2. If this is 3, then this is 3. So it is Aik into Bk. Is not it so? But what is this matching? This is 0. Why? Because this is 0. So it is Bkj. What does that mean? When I am taking Cij, ith row of C, jth column of C, ith row of C and jth column of C. So ith row of A and jth column of B. See what? Ci, ith row of C, jth column of C. So ith row of A and jth column of B multiplied. That is what I wanted. But every time this multiplication result has to be added with one another, which means this is Cij plus equal to, and what you need to do is you need to initialize Cij to 0. But what is this k? For all k, this should be for all k varying from what? 0 to, for all k. For all k means how many? 4. Why 4? Equal to the column number of A and row number of B. For all k, see 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. 4 times I did. Why? Because there were 4 columns in A and 4 rows in B. So 0 to which number? The matching number, m cross n and n cross p. So n for all k varying from 0 to n. So here you need another for loop for k equal to 0, k less than n, k plus plus. This thing has to be done. Why k equal to 0? Because this n matches. This n is the number of rows, a number of columns of A and the number of rows of B. M cross n and n cross p. So I am doing it for all k varying from 0 to n. Is not it so? So this is your part of code, which is the multiplication, the most important part of code. Can I copy it now? So this is the part I am copying. Sorry. Let me copy this whole part. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. This part I copy, and this part after copying I will paste in the main part of code. This main part of code contains the summation. So instead of this summation line, see, this is the summation line. Instead of the summation line, I was doing the addition previously. Let's get rid of that part, and instead of that, let me put this part. Understand? Instead of addition, I am putting in the code for multiplication. So I have just multiplied the two matrices now. Apart from this, rest of the code should remain same. There is a small bit of change though. Let me firstly comment out this part of code so that there is no error anywhere. This part of code is commented out. Okay? The explanation is commented out. Now over here, see what? Enter the number of rows and columns of the two matrices. No, the number of rows and columns of the two matrices will not be same. So over here, not two matrices. Enter the rows and columns of the first matrix. I only ask for the rows and columns, number of rows and columns of the first matrix. I scan those, %d, %d, ampersand m, ampersand n. I scan those. Enter the values of the first matrix row wise. Yes, I scan each and every value, m and n, because it is m cross n. But remember, when I am checking the second matrix, I will have to ask for the number of columns. I know the number of rows will be equal. Over here in the first matrix, what was the number of columns? N. So in the second matrix, what will be the number of rows? N again. So that I know. So can I write something like this? Printf. The number of rows in the second matrix is %d. Why %d? N. This %d will be replaced by n because it is m cross n multiplied with n cross p. Number of columns of the first matrix was n. Check out over here. Number of columns of the first matrix was n. So number of rows in the second matrix will be n again. So I am saying number of rows in the second matrix is n. Enter the number of columns of the second matrix. Enter the number of columns of the second matrix. So do you understand this? I have said number of rows of the second matrix, I know it is n because the number of columns of the first matrix was n. So the number of rows in the second matrix is definitely n. Now we enter the number of columns of the second matrix. So that has to be scanned. Can you, and do you know what is that value? If it is m cross n, the second matrix is n cross p. So let me scan it. Scanf %d ampersand p. Only one value I am scanning. So the first matrix I had scanned. First matrix I had scanned m and n. I had scanned enter all the values of the first matrix. For the second matrix I am only scanning the column number. Now I will scan the values of the second matrix. Here number of rows is n, number of columns is p. So number of columns is p. So this is not n, this is p. Enter the %d values. If the number of columns is p, how many values will be there in each row? P number of values in each row. So this, enter the p values, those p values of that row you are asking to be scanned. So enter the p values in the corresponding ith row. So you are scanning all those values of b. You have scanned those values of b. Now what? The original matrices you need to print m to n aij, but n to p bij. Remember, n to p bij you have printed. Next, here you are printing the ultimate multiplied matrix. Oh, sorry, here you have printed the original matrices. Here you have done the multiplication. So the resultant matrix, the resultant product matrix you can say, the resultant product matrix is, instead of after multiplication you can write the resultant product matrix is. Now you need to print what is the size. It is m cross p. Sorry, one more thing, this is m cross p. No, this is fine. See, check out what. Here, first matrix you are scanning M cross N. Second matrix you are scanning N cross P. Now you are printing original matrix. First matrix you are printing M cross N. Second matrix you are printing N cross P. Is not so? Now you are adding. So C is M cross P. So the outer two loops are M cross P for M cross P. And then you are multiplying the rows and the columns. So for N, which is same, number of columns of A and number of rows of B. The resultant product matrix is M cross P. So when you are printing C, you are varying from M cross P and printing all the values of C. So let me run this program and see whether it works. I have used A, B, C, I, J, M, N. Don't forget I have used a K. And I have also used a P. Where did I use this K? I have used this K over here. And I also used the P as the column number of the second matrix. That is over here, like over here. Is not so? Let me now run this program. Alt R, enter. Number of rows and columns. So the first be 3, 4. The next one will be 4, 2. So it will be 3 cross 2. 3 cross 4 multiplied with 4 cross 2 is 3 cross 2. So 3 cross 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 values of the 1th row, 3, 4, 6, 8, 2. 4 values in the 2th row, 2, 3, 4, 9. Number of rows in the second matrix is 4. Why? Because number of columns of the first matrix was 4. So number of rows of the second matrix is 4. Enter the number of columns of the second matrix. Let it be 2. Enter the 2 values in the 0th row. Why? Because there are 2 columns. So in each row there will be 2 numbers. Is not it so? And there will be how many rows? 4 rows. So totally 4 cross 2. So 3 cross 4 multiplied with 4 cross 2 will give you 3 cross 2. So enter the 2 values of the 0th row, 2 and 3. 2 values of the 1th row, 4 and 5. 2 values of the 2th row, 4 and 2. 2 values of the 3th row, 5 and 2. See, the original matrices are, the first matrix 3 cross 4, 3 rows, 4 columns, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 9. The original matrices. The next matrix, it is 4 cross 2, 3 cross 4 multiplied with 4 cross 2. That is 4 rows, 2 columns, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, 5, 2. The resultant product matrix. See, it is 3 cross 2. 3 rows, 2 columns. Why? First matrix is 3 cross 4. Second matrix is 4 cross 2. So resultant matrix is 3 cross 2. 3 rows, 2 columns. How? See, 2 into 2, 4. 3 into 4, 12. 4 into 4, 16. 5 into 5, 25. 2 into 2 is 4. 3 into 4 is 12. 4 plus 12, 16. 4 into 4 is 16. 16 and 16, 32. And 5 into 5, 25. 25 and 32 is 57. Check out the next row. It is 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied with 3, 5, 2, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied with 3, 5, 2, 2. 2 into 3 is 6. 3 into 5 is 15. 6 and 15 is 21. 4 into 2 is 8, 21 and 8 is 29, and 5 into 2 is 10, 29 and 10 is 39. Absolutely correct. See the next number, 74. How do you get it? It is 4682 multiplied with 2445. See, 4682, 1th row, first matrix, 1th row, 4682 multiplied with 0th column, second matrix, 2445. Is not it so? 4 into 2, 8. 6 into 4, 24. 24 and 8, 32. 8 into 4, 32 again. 32 and 32, 64. 2 into 5, 10. So 64 and 10 is 74. See the last number. Suppose I skip the other two last numbers, 47. How do you get it? Last row, last column. 2, 3, 4, 9. First matrix. 3, 5, 2, 2. Second matrix. 2, 3, 4, 9. Last row of first matrix. 3, 5, 2, 2. Last row of second matrix. So 2, 3, 4, 9 multiplied with 3, 5, 2, 2. 2 into 3, 6. 3 into 5, 15, 21. 4 into 2, 8. 21 and 8, 29. 9 into 2, 18. 29 and 18, 47. So this is how you get it. You can see this program again, you can run this program again and check out that it runs. One thing I will tell you, see where I have always added with Cij, I did not initialize the Cij to 0. Why? Because the Cij that you are doing, the Cij that you are using, it is a part of an array. When you declare an array, it is auto-initialized to 0. That is why you did not need to initialize Cij to 0. However, initialization of Cij to 0 was an important thing. You can do it. You should have done it rather. So Cij being initialized to 0 is an important thing to do, which you may do over here. That is Cij equal to 0. You initialize so that there is no problems. You can keep on adding after that. Is not it so? Okay, so you can run the program again, you can check it, no problems with that. However, I am skipping that step because it is too obvious. We can take a bit of break and come back with the next program. You can try this program again. Please practice this program. This program, the last program of multiplication, was not easy. So keep on practicing this program. Write this program twice or thrice yourself. Use a piece of paper. See each and every element. See how it is being done. If you practice it, if you dry run yourself, if you run the program yourself hand by hand each and every step, it will be more clear to you. Okay? Thank you so much. Let us come back after a bit of break.